Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and there is an alpha Magmar spawn right now. And if you don't know, one of the things I recommend a lot with PokeMMO money making is taking advantage of things in the moment and in the time frame. So for example, when an alpha spawns like this, there's going to be a lot of Magmars going up on the GTL as players catch them. So keeping an eye out for alpha Magmars and Magmortars as they get caught in live time and potentially getting some good deals, especially on a spawn that has a 75% chance to be male in the wild, which makes for fantastic breeders, could be a good way to make some quick Pokeyen. So I'm going to attempt to do some flipping and make some Pokeyen right now in live time. Now, I have not flipped an alpha spawn like this in years within PokeMMO. So let's see if this old PokeMMO boomer can still make some Pokeyen. Now, the first thing I want to go ahead and do is, number one, I have my calculator in the bottom left-hand corner, which will be tracking the amount of Pokeyen we spend, and then we'll sell everything off and track our expected incoming profits. But before flipping the spawn, I need to understand the market. So first things first, Magmar or Magmortar is in the humanoid A group. I want to look for alpha humanoid male and just check the cheapest price. This is the first thing you want to check because often people who want to breed for a Shalfa or a shiny alpha need tons of male breeders like this. So you want to see around 35,000 Pokeyen. So if you see any male Magmars getting listed for 25k, for example, you can go ahead and immediately buy those up. If you really wanted to, you could try to stock up on these and sell them for like 40k, but you're not really making much profit there. So but you can see people are already buying these out. People who are Shalfa breeding want to go ahead and stock up now during spawns like this. Next thing I want to go ahead and check is some IV placements, some simple ones. So for example, 2x31 in attack and speed only goes for around 38 to 40k or so right now. Let's go ahead and check some other stats. Looking at like 2x31 HP in attack, we're looking at 36, 38, 40-ish k for most of these. Nothing super special. Let's now go check 31 attack, 31 speed, adamant nature, and then jolly nature. There's one right here that's been up for 22 days, so up for a long time. I don't love the time frame on that one, but that looks like it should be flippable, but I'm gonna stay away from that, I guess, for sketchy purposes. And then let's also go check jolly nature as well, since that can factor in. Around 48k you see is the cheapest, and 50k the Electivire is the next one. Let's now get rid of that gender, since we really just wanted to check for the breeder situation. So we can now see that the cheapest female one is like 45k, and that's been up for like 7 days, so nothing super crazy there. You want to familiarize yourself with the market to some extent. You can check things in live time, but that's going to cost you time, and you might miss out on a snipe because of that. So we're going to start trying to finally go ahead and start buying some Magmars. What's really nice when flipping something like this or sniping something like this is that if you make a mistake, usually you're just reselling it for the cost that it was priced at. So if I were to buy this Magmar for 40k, it looks like a good deal, and then it actually is just worth 40k. Okay, maximum I lose like 3,000 to 5,000 Pokeyen on the listing fee. That's really it. Like that Magmar looks kind of good, but I think that's just the price on some of these days. We would go double check it. We would do, this is way too slow. Like if that was a snipe, it's gone by now, of course. And it was a snipe. So like that's a good example of like sometimes the more knowledge is power in Pokemon, and the faster you move on stuff like that is just so important. 3x31 for 60k, that might be a good deal, but once again, I'm going to use these. I'm just taking my time and being patient. I'm going to use these as price checks. Yes, that is a bit of a deal. This one's been up for 4 days, so I don't expect this snipe to be like incredibly good, but that cost me about 60,000 Pokeyen. Let's just do this in live time actually and just do it nice and quick. So that cost me about 60,000 Pokeyen. I'm probably just going to sell it for like 65, or what was it? What did that cost me? Let's go double check actually. It cost me 60k, 70k. Oh, like that's, I don't like that buy. Like looking back, like that's not a good flip, Patrouski, but that's okay. We're just getting our feet wet. We got to start somewhere. Not upset about that. I'd probably just go ahead and list for 65 and just make a 2k profit. Like that's what I would count that as. Honestly, less than that. We'll put 1k on the board for that, but you would never want to tie up that much capital for that little of a flip. But once again, you got to wet your feet somehow and try to learn the market. I've been playing my Ironman account over the past year or so, so I am out of touch with what the market is looking like to some extent, but I want to show you guys you can relearn it pretty quickly and hopefully make some decent profit during this spawn. I also severely recommend, just as a quick tip, staying away from flips with 31 attack and 31 split attack. The mixed attacks, most Pokemon only need 1 attack. It's going to take so long for that to sell. It's just not worth dumping into, in my opinion, even if it is a flip, and usually it's not. Here we go, 65k. I feel like that's gotta be a flip. 65k for 3 times 31. I did just pull the trigger on it without double searching, but sometimes that is ideal. 31 mail is really important here. Let's see if I did make any money. And look, once again, I lost money. You know, it's one of those, that's okay. I want to show the true trial and error. I'm not going to cut these clips to make it look prettier. This is what it looks like to relearn a market. Now, I am a little hopeful since this is up for 65, this is for 60, and these are both caught or sold recently. Like the next last sold one is, it's been up for 3 days for 80k, so I'm just gonna go 65k on this one and hope to, what did I pay for it, 60k, 65. Yeah, I'm actually going to eat a loss on this of minus 2k. So we are now at minus 2k on our, we're at negatives on our calculator. But that's flipping sometimes. Let's see if we can pull it back. There's a mail for 20k. I did not get that fast enough, but we did at least acknowledge at that time we are improving. It's not a bad idea, honestly, to just search for like humanoid mail and just see anything that is under like 38k and getting quick. Like there's like one for 35, but I think that's probably about, it's the cheapest one. There's just not enough room for a flip there. But doing this during a spawn like this is not a bad idea. It's a little slow and consistent, but we'll take that when we're down 2k. Fun fact, you can also put your little cursor up here and hit spacebar instead of having to hit the refresh button over and over and over again. That can help you keep your mouse cursor over here. There are a few tips and tricks and mechanics like that when it comes to flipping in PokeMMO that I feel like are not talked about and not like discussed always to the average player. Here's one for 36k with 2 times 31 and then 20 plus in every other stat. I'm gonna go ahead and check. That might be a decent flip here. Let's go ahead and see. We bought that for 36,000 Pokeyen and should at least be able to sell it for 44k. But if you want to put 20, I think it's the same actually if you put the 20 plus in this as well. I'm fine with that. If you wanted to like, no, this would never, this is 3 times 31. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to go 43.99. I feel like that will sell over time. It might take a little bit. Things are just slow right now in the current markets. That's to be expected. And these also just humanoid, not humanoid field. So that's going to be, we bought it for 36. It's only going to be a few K profit. It's going to be like 6k profit, I think. 44 minus 2, 42 plus the, yeah, it's like 6,000 Pokeyen profit. So we're going to add 6,000. We are 4,000 Pokeyen in profit, fellas. Woohoo! This is 3 times 31, but it's 2 times 31 and it's modest. Honestly, that's kind of interesting. Let's go. I think it's probably too late if it is a snipe. Someone's probably already snagged it, but no, it just wasn't a snipe at all, even including the modest nature. That makes the attack relevant. So what we'd probably do is do 3 times 31 and just ignore the nature. And yeah, it's going to be about 50k. I'm not worried about that. This is happening at 4 p.m. ET on a Tuesday. What time the alpha spawns happen at vehemently impacts your ability to snipe or flip on these, like how competitive things are. It definitely impacts things. What time zones are awake, you know. The game is usually a much more chill place at like 10-11 a.m. ET. I find a lot of great success there, but this is definitely way more competitive and very, I'm finding a difficult time, you know, finding some good flips. There's a mail for 33k. Like we could buy that and sell it for 35, but then there's the question of, is it worth tying up your capital to be able to do so? Like most likely not. You're probably losing on the listing fee. If you wanted to sell for like 37, 38, maybe there's a little bit more room there, but even then that's just not super comfortable. Oh, there's one for 20k. I did not get that in time. I did switch servers actually, though. I was on Speedwagon, aka Slow Wagon. So that is something you want to look out for when you are sniping, is making sure you are on a good server that has better ping for you. You can type /ping down in your PokeMMO chat and see your ping, as well as what server you're on. Speedwagon for me is almost always very laggy. I was at like 160 ping before I logged out and logged back in. Now, that's not a Magmar, but that is a 4 times 31 Ditto that I can actually go ahead and flip, and sometimes that's what you're looking for. I mean, that is a really good flip. I just bought that for 300,000 Pokeyen. The next cheapest one is 530k. This one has 20 plus in the 2 other stats. I can list this as the cheapest one and still make about, you know, decent, like over 100 or so K profit. I'm actually very happy with that flip. I'm gonna go ahead and relist this for 525k, I believe. Yup, that's gonna be a 200. That's where sniping lands. Sniping is a lot of times you're sitting there doing nothing. I was at minus 2k plus 4k, you know, plus like making nothing. That's a 200,000 Pokeyen flip, right? So if I've been doing this for like 20 minutes, like that's already insane profit. Obviously you have to wait for it to sell. When it comes to stuff like this, you're always waiting, you're being patient. Did I just collect money on ads? I think I misclicked. Anyways, that's fine. But that's crazy. Like that's what you're looking for when it comes to flips like this, is those big moments, those big snipes, I guess. That's wow. But back to my search category, which is currently hide female only species, humanoid, age group, and alpha, and then just sorting by new stuff being listed and spamming the refresh. I am going to go ahead and add 200k, you know, onto my profit from that. That's not always how things are going to go, like, but that's a beautiful part of like flipping is sometimes the flip you find, like there's a Magmar actually in line. I missed it, but that was 20k. That was a good flip, you know. I was a little too slow. That's how the sniping games goes, you know. You gotta be fast, and I was definitely, it's hard to do it while recording for sure. Hats off and a lot of respect to Epod for doing this all the time, and the commentating while doing this is really difficult. Check out Epoch if you don't know. He's a great sniper and flipper for PokeMMO. In terms of money making, he's fantastic on YouTube. There's also this 3x31 Ditto here, which is kind of interesting. It's 28 in these other two stats. It's got Jolly Nature. Like, this thing looks really good. If I search for it, let's like not worry about the Spatak stat. If we just do this, then 31, what's that looking like? Like, yeah, it's not flippable. And then actually, let's check the nature. Excuse me, Jolly. Let's see if it's flippable. Like, oh, I mean, it's weird because look how little supply there is. This is a flip. I think this is a flip. Well, I don't know. Let's lower this to 20s. This is an awkward flip. I don't feel comfortable counting a flip like this into our expected profits because this is just so intangible and it's so difficult on when do you expect this to sell? Will this sell? Like, Pokemon markets are complicated. It is not like, you know, selling a Rune Longsword in old school RuneScape. I think if I was off camera, I would go ahead and take that Ditto flip, and maybe I just should, but I'm not going to count that into our profits today. I think it's too specific, it's too undecided, and I do want our expected profits to be pretty consistent. I always say when it comes to money making method videos like this, there's about a 90% chance that all this stuff sells in its first listing cycle, but I would still say there's like an 8% chance that I mislist things, I misprice things, even over 13 years of experience playing PokeMMO, as well as about a 2% chance that something is too niche or needs to be relisted because it's just too specific to sell properly. Like, is this Magmar like potentially a flip? It's double 31 and then 20 plus in every stat. People do seem to be valuing those 20 plus in all stats a bit more these days. No flip potential there though. I am putting male only as well on this search category a fair bit, since I can just easily buy anything that's less than 35,000 Pokeyen pretty much, and then most of the Magmars being put up are male, since it's a 75% chance to be male in the wild. Like, that's a really interesting one. I kind of want to buy this because, like, worst case scenario, it's like I'm reselling it for the same price, but this, like, having these stats, 31 speed, timid nature I saw on it, like, I think this could be a really nasty sale. Let's go ahead and search like this. We do have 25 plus defense, 20 plus HP like this. Alpha, male, timid. Let's see, it might be a little too specific. Like, that's too specific. Obviously, it's not. This is 4 times. Obviously not worth all that. Let's lower this to 20 plus. I'd like to keep this Badef high. I'm still on male, timid, humanoid. Let's lower this to 20 plus. Try to get, I just can't get an accurate listing on this. Okay, let's just lower the Spadef to 20 plus, even though it's obviously a 31, and see what we can find. I bought this for 40k. This should be a good Magmar flip. Okay, beautiful. That was 40k. Like, someone could just buy, actually, yeah, someone could buy this and use it as a Magmortar. This is like Magmortar ready. I didn't even think about that. Because often when you're going Magmortar, you are making it a special attacker. Yeah, this is, wow, okay. This could be really good then. I feel pretty comfortable. Wow. Should I sell this as a Magmar then instead of as a breeder becomes the next question. I probably should. Let's do some digging. But there's just so few. I'm so shocked at how few Magmars and Magmortars there are on the GTL. This feels incredibly underpriced. 85k, and mine's 40k, and even this feels like this is a ready to go. You could buy this, EV train it, XP train it, and it's a ready to go competitive Pokemon that's like basically perfect for 85k. I kind of want to flip this as well. Like, this is like this feels really underpriced. You still need to EV train it. Maybe it's fine because it's still a UT. You still have to EV train it, XP train it. Maybe that's honestly fine. This should be similar to this. I'm gonna list this for 80k. I actually think this is underlisted. I think selling this for 80k is actually too cheap, but we're gonna go for it. And that's gonna be, we bought it for 40. And then we're subtracting the minus 4k or so cost. It's going to be a plus 36,000 Pokeyen profit. Once again, this is like very boring. It's very boring. You're mostly just spamming here, you know, sitting here, spamming the refresh button. It requires a lot of patience. This is coming from a shiny hunter as well. This requires a lot of patience. And then you're waiting for those big moments and those big snipes, unlike typical consistent flipping that I mostly do. Like, this one's a little interesting. Double 31. It might be gone by the time that I price check it, but that's okay. Even if something is gone by the time you price check it, you're still learning the market more. And as you can see here, that wouldn't have been that good of a flip. It only would have been like, you're making no profit. You're making no profit at that point post the listing fee. There's one for 30K. It's probably already gone. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's only like a 2K flip after listing fee anyway, so I don't feel too bad about missing that, which is why I slowly recorded that one. Like, kind of interesting. It's probably already gone because it was just a cheap mail. Yeah, but it actually had some good stats that you could potentially sell. It was 24 plus and everything, which is pretty good, like pretty significant over just low 20s plus. Let's try to do like one more big flip and see what we can do. I think I started this when there was, I think I've been at this for about 30 minutes now. So I started this when there was about 46 minutes left or 44 minutes left in the alpha spawn. There's now 14 minutes left in the alpha spawn. So it's getting towards the end of the alpha life cycle as well. This one's that 2x31 attack and speed and timid. I don't know if it's actually that like much more than 50k. Adds a little bit more. Yeah, I can go ahead and snag that for 50k and sell it for 58. Make a little like 5k profit, essentially 5k profit after listing fee. Yep, I'm honestly fine with that. That's plus 5k. Hey, 5k is 5k, man, and that's one that should like sell decently quickly. Someone actually listed a very similar one to mine, but this one has 20 plus and almost, if this was 20 plus defense, I probably would actually try to flip this, but because it's not 20 plus in every other stat, it's missing a little bit. 2x31 in HP and speed, and then 25 plus in all of these stats, I think is what that was. That already sold. Yeah, I think that would have been a snipe. It might have been 20 plus to be fair, instead of 25. Let's see. But I think that one that just went up, or no, there it is. Yeah, it's 20. It's low 20 sped def. If that was a higher sped def, ooh, that would have been, that's crazy that actually, it's good alert for that 25 plus in multiple stats. That cheapest one being 80k. That's a big difference. PvP players want those extra stats. This ditto is flippable. It's been up for 6 hours. This is a great example of, also it's rash nature. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this. I think it's a good example of sometimes people think that you need to snipe. I noticed this over the past, I think it's gotten better over the past 2 years. I noticed some people saying the sentiment of you have to snipe, like flipping is dead, you have to snipe, and I've seen that sentiment a lot over the past 13 years of playing PokeMMO. But from my experience, I have lots of success sniping, lots of success flipping, and it all just depends on that day, the market, the energy, the vibe. Like, I think you can still find some really good consistent profits like this and little forgotten dittos like this. You know, 81,000 Pokeyen. I think I can sell this for like 120. I think that's more than fair, a little bit under that other ditto when it's even got a usable nature potentially. Obviously it's not ideal, you wouldn't want to go rash, but ideally, but it's still very usable on like a Jimmy Run type Typhlosion, for example. So let's go ahead and that'd be 80k. We're selling for 120 minus 6k. I'm terrible at math. How much profit is that? I believe it's about 33k or so. 33k profit. So we're gonna go ahead and add that on, and that is once again expected profit. I know whenever this video comes out, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to have questions, concerns, feedback. Oh, Patrouski, I checked the market today and this isn't that price, and you know, I think or even Patrouski, you know what, I think you overpriced that ditto. I think that's fair. That's valid feedback. Pricing things in PokeMMO is difficult. I don't want to ever get up here on camera and say, you know what, guys, everything I price and everything I sell is 100% guaranteed and you will make Pokeyen for sure. I mean, if you work hard and you keep at it, you will, but the flips and the things that I show on camera are not always guaranteed, and there's a lot of leeway here and flexibility. I want you guys to know that. So I hope this still added something to your day, still taught you a little bit and showed you the reality of flipping like this, and how I really started off horribly. I started off really cold and eventually found my groove and found my way into it. That took about 40 minutes or so, 40 to 45 minutes to make 278,000 expected profit, but I also spent a lot in capital. That ditto was 300k, you know, one of the dittos was 300, another one was 81. Like, I probably spent a few mil. I'm trying to think, maybe 1 mil, maybe around a mil or so, not a few mil, maybe around a mil or so in total out, and then to make 278k, which I think is pretty good. I think it's like 25% return. I'm honestly pretty happy with. I'm shockingly happy with today's little sniping scheme, and I hope you guys found it entertaining, enjoyable to some degree. Like the video if you did, dislike if not, subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day. Follow me on Twitch, Discord, yada yada yada, all links down below. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later, and good luck on your own sniping and flips today within PokeMMO. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody's name who is on this list. You really allow me to make the content that I do every single day, and I hope I can make it worth your guys' while and add to your PokeMMO journey. Thanks again so much for watching the entire video, and have a great day.